Welcome to this segment. In this segment, we are going to touch a little bit on the introduction of digital literacy, and finally, we will look at an exciting aspect, coding through Scratch. So welcome to this module. So we are going to see what digital literacy is and how it applies to learning, and what we will use in the digital literacy spaces in the classroom. And finally, we will look at MS Word and Excel, and finally get introduced to coding through Scratch. We will appreciate the value of technology in creative learning and develop confidence in technology use in the classroom. This module will support you to become digitally confident and give you strategies on how you can learn to code and in turn support your learners to learn coding and use coding in their daily lives. This will be done through Scratch. Digital literacy, first, is one of the competencies in the competency-based curriculum. An individual can find, evaluate, and communicate information using media platforms such as computers, tablets, and even simple mobile phones, and they are said to be digitally literate. It includes the technical and cognitive abilities, consists of using information and communication technologies to create, evaluate, and share information. Let's take a look at computers. I am sure at one point or another, we have heard the term or the word computer. Or better still, we have interacted with a computer. There are various types of computers. We have desktops and laptops. Desktops are fixed and laptops are portable computers. So here, we will appreciate the value of using these computers, and we will see how we can be able to operate various aspects of our computers and use them in the classroom. Displayed on your screen right now is an example of a computer. What are some of parts of a computer that you can see? I can see the screen, the keyboard, the power button, the charging port, USB port, the mouse touchpad, and many more. Do you know some of the functions of the parts I have just mentioned above? Let's look at them. Remember, they are translated into hardware parts and software parts. Hardware parts are those that we can touch and feel. For example, a screen. A screen is the viewable portion on the monitor or the device. It is the surface to which the image appears on an electronic device. A screen can display different types of information at the same time. The charging port in the computer is the part that makes it easy for you to connect your computer to power. USB ports. These are openings at the edge of the computer in which you can attach cables, flash disks, and other things like mouses. A touchpad is an input device on laptops and some keyboards that allow you to move the cursor with your finger. A cursor is a movable indicator on the computer screen, identifying the point that will be attached by the input from the user. Look at your computer. Search for the power button on the top left or top right or on the side of the laptop. The power button is normally a small button and on most computers has a circle icon. The power button, however, is not only circle, can take various shapes from various computers depending on the design. Some designers can get creative, remember? So I'd like you to start your computer. Press this button once softly with little pressure and not too hard. Do this for about 5 seconds and you will see an image appearing on your computer. That will display the start menu. The start menu is the computer beginning to switch itself on. So computers have very many programs. You can play games in your computer, you can record documents, you can type, but today we will look at two specific programs. If you are operating a computer that has Windows, we will look at two specific applications in depth. The first one is MS, which loosely translates to Microsoft Office, Excel, and we will also look at MS Word. These are two of the most commonly used applications, and you will find them useful first for yourself and also for your schoolwork and classroom teaching. I believe you have heard these words before. So let us look deeply. What does this mean? You can see on my screen is an open sheet. It has boxes, you can call them that, or rows and columns. That is the Excel homepage. So what is Excel? MS Excel is a powerful application used to record and analyze data, format data, create pie charts, bar graphs, link data to other applications, among other things. Learning Excel is important because it will simplify collection of data and recording of data, some of the things you do every day in your classroom for your learners. I hope you found that exciting. I will encourage you to do more examples for you to be able to be proficient. We are going to look at another exciting application called Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a program that enables users create and format documents, letters, reports, resumes, contracts, and all sorts of things. It is one of the most used programs under the Office suite. With Word, you can also review work, track changes, polish your words, and also provide tools like editors. You can save your work, share your work, comment on other people's work, and you can also download your work from other users. Say, for example, you have a COP meeting in the school. Word can be used to record the minutes. You can type letters of invitation to other members of the COP, and you can also do all the required writing. So we are going to look at an example of how to use Word, and in this section, I hope you will find it more proficient to be able to use Word. And remember, anytime you do something on Word, you should save your work. After practicing on Word, your next assignment should be able to type your next lesson plan on Word, print it out, and you will use it. Finally, we are going to look at an exciting aspect called Scratch. What is Scratch? I'm sure you know that is an English word, but that is not what it means in this case. We are going to see how we can become proficient in coding through Scratch. Scratch is an application that was developed by the Massachusetts Institute of Technology that introduces learners to basic concepts of coding. In this section, you will use Scratch to create stories, games, and animations. You will interact with patterns and games using available application, which is Scratch, that mimics simple programming, and you will be able to create your own graphics and games for enjoyment. By the end of this section, I have one objective for you, that you will be able to implement creative learning through a playful activity that you will do using Scratch that aligns with a lesson plan that you have already done and that you can use for teaching. So on the screen is displayed the Scratch interface. And why are we introducing Scratch? It is because it directly aligns with the competency-based curriculum and is part of the STEM 7th grade curriculum. But I'm sure you can introduce it to learners even at earlier and younger ages. Through this, learners will develop critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and other important skills that are important for their self-development. We are going to do something exciting, and by the end of it, you will learn and hear terms that will be explained, and at the end, you will be able to learn coding. I have mentioned the word coding. What is coding? So while there is no agreed upon definition of coding, coding can simply mean the process of writing instructions for a computer to exist. Instructions are written in a programming language that a computer can understand and execute. It is a fundamental website and various technological solutions. I'm sure you've sent money via phone. That is an example of a code. Scratch, on the other hand, is a high-level block-based visual programming language developed by the MIT, that is Massachusetts Institute of Technology Media Lab. It is designed for children from the age of 8 to 16, but it can be used by all people. Scratch allows users to create interactive stories, games, and animations using a simple drag and drop interface. I introduced a new word, drag and drop. We'll get to see what that is. So I want you to take keen interest, follow the steps I will follow, and I believe by the end of this module, you will be able to create your own project. Thereafter, you can create, imagine, play, share, reflect with your friends. Importantly, you can follow tutorials that are available on Scratch, and you can create your own coding programs. As you can see, we engage in various activities under digital literacy. I hope you learned one skill that you are going to apply in your classroom, and I hope you found this module useful. One thing about computers or digital literacy, you can't learn all that in a day, and you can't learn once. I will encourage you to practice. I will encourage you to find courage and be competent enough for you to be able to benefit from digital literacy, which I hope you know is very useful. Up to that point, I wish to encourage you, and I wish to say that we have learned digital literacy today, which is one of the 21st century skills. Thank you, and see you again next time.